It's too stupid to even be real, but it is real, and it's fucking stupid. So, what's up with that? Oh my god, you guys! I don't hate anybody. That is my job for them to hate me. I'm okay with that though. Let's start off with where have I been? What have I been doing? And what in the hell is going on? Mm. What's new? I don't care about news, nothing about politics, none of that shit. But um, let's see. I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of a couple things that I think that may be the linchpin of what we're about to experience across the board. And I'm so sorry for this, you guys, but when I listen to guys that are living in the States talk about food, about tools, and about crime and drugs, and I see guys, it's weird, man. I don't know what it is about some folks. They just seem like super hyper focused on money. I know what that feels like. I mean, you don't have money. I guess the point is that everybody has their price. I mean, even Elon Musk, all right, that we thought was, going to be the savior of free speech, he signed up with a fucking EF. But that might be a trap. I think that Elon Musk is smart. If he does something that's not going to be against, the freedoms of freedom of speech that we want to have, that we do have. hmm Guys don't know what it's like to not live without freedom of speech. You don't know what it's like because I think this is the big, big, big turning point because they can't fool us anymore. We know the dollar is useless. We know that the dollar is dropping in value. The friggin' Mexican peso. Listen to this, you guys. It was and it went all the way down to 16 to $1. And then it went up to 18 and then some. So the peso being powerful as shit went from 18, now it's going to drop way the fuck down again. And it's going to keep going down and keep going down. The value of the dollar is going to go down almost 1 to 1 with the fucking Mexican peso. I know it sounds crazy, but there are some pretty smart people that I talk to. And this particular place that we are in Mexico has a new president. And if you just want to see the future, I'm going to tell you what to do. To see the future, look at all the stupid policies and all the dumb things that you and I have been listening to people talk about for the past 4 years and realize that there is a media blackout here in Mexico. So all the fuckery and all the stupid shit and all the fights and all the Gaza stuff and all the shit going on in the States, that's not shown on TV here. In fact, they still believe the coronavirus vaccine works. There are people that wear masks here because the government really, like all the dumb shit that the government does to us, all the fake propaganda, all the lies, all the spinning, all the fake news, all that shit. Listen to this, you guys. Nothing on the news in Mexico is true. Nothing. Like every single story that they talk about is fucking fabricated. I mean, it's like painfully fabricated. Go back to 2017. I was in Mexico City. There is a rescue team that's called Topos. They are the ones that rescue people in earthquakes. And during this time, and I'm watching as the fascia on Calle Amsterdam, which is like the nice part in Mexico City, where the fascia and all the marble that's on the side of the buildings was just falling off and crashing everywhere. and it wasn't even. It was a decently strong earthquake. It actually happened on the same day as the last big earthquake happened in 1987, I think it was, or whatever, where 40,000 people died. The whole Mexico City was totally wrecked. If you guys have never seen the footage of Mexico City in the 80s when it got destroyed by a fucking big ass hurricane, not hurricane, but an earthquake. Okay. As far as me, I'm a volunteer, so I work on more of an advisory for the commands because they know I'm overly qualified to do this shit. And so you need to have some leaders with some abilities when you're working with people who have no leadership. Like I said, every single thing that is talked on the news is in a media blackout here. So, but it's kind of good because Mexican people love to revolt. They protest like big time. The reason why, if you go to Zocalo, this is where all the palaces are in Mexico City, you're gonna see the main police station there. The federales are there, and they are gonna be practicing with their riot shields and their sticks and everything else, like a marching, like a standing army. And they do it, and they do it, and they do it, and they practice, and they practice, and they practice, and they practice because Mexicans in Mexico City love to protest. But the only protest that you will see on the news is the gay and lesbian LGBT eligibility community protests. Very, very few Palestinian stuff because we have a massive Jewish population in Mexico City. So let's talk about this. The owners of the corporations in Mexico are from other countries. There's a couple we have our own, like our own um, Warren Buffett of Mexico, Carlos Slim. So this is the best. This is not cool at all. What's happening here, you guys? So you know, corporate entities own our government. All of our governments are owned. One of the reasons why I'm not staying here is because that I know that politicians are liars and thieves, and they are only as honest as their glass ceiling. A lot of dudes or women that end up in politics, they're put in position. They're not elected here. They're selected ahead of time, and everybody stands in fucking line and wastes their time and believes that these elections are real. None of them are fucking real. And if they were, they wouldn't let us do it. Did you know this president here, the one that is elected, 32 other people that were running for president were mysteriously fucking murdered? Yeah, this election. So if you think for a minute that the stuff that's going on in the States is rough, imagine 32 people running for president getting deleted. What else is happening? And I'm bringing this full circle, you guys, so don't run away yet. I'm bringing it all back. I have been trained and I have been programmed since a young kid to be selfish and to be egotistical, to be materialistic. That's the way I was trained to be. Even though that my culture is very anti materialism and selfishness and bragging, this has bled over into almost every culture I've been to. It's like saying hypergamy. Hypergamy is when your girl or your wife or your or whatever monkey branches to somebody with more status, more money, and whatever. Corporations wanted to eliminate the family. Corporations. Now, I'm not going to get into specifics of which corporation, but you could just use your common sense and figure this out. The reason why Google, for example, has a questionnaire about businesses on Google Maps is because they want to distinctly separate the people who are that are pro eligibility committee with all that stuff, LGBT, and then the rest of us. They want a distinct difference, want to know who are the businesses that are owned by them, but they want to know, do we support XYZ? Because if you go on the Google Maps business directory, and I'm going to show you this so that when you go to set up your Google Maps for your business or whatever it might be, then you'll be able to see. Okay, perfectly. Um, all right. So I'm going to go into settings on Google Maps, and I'm going to show you what they force you to do when you got a business. So I'm going to go to the business profile, and I'm going to scroll down, and it gives you, okay, on here it says business information. Okay, I'm just going to go to the settings because I want you, what's this shit? Okay, because I want you to see firsthand what exactly, let's see. Okay, so we're going to go to here, business information. And then you'll see as you scroll down, it asks you, what do you do? What's your location? What's your website? Your social profile? The business address? The service areas? Lots of service areas. I know you can't see this, but the hours of operation, special hours. And then that asks you 3 questions. 1, does the business identify as woman-owned? Number 2, they ask about accessibility, which is obviously like wheelchairs and ramps and whatever. And then the third part, it talks about the crowd. It doesn't give you the option of opting out of this question. And it asks you this right here. It says the crowd. You have one option. You are transgender safe space. It says it right here on Google Maps, or LGBTQ friendly. You see what I'm saying? There's no option on here to not even, like, why does a person's sexuality have anything to do with my business? Like, what do you decide to do in the bedroom, you degenerates? So it doesn't give me the option of saying no. I'd rather not even at, what is there a need for every single business in the world? Every single business in the world needs to comply. That shows you. Now, this is the real shitty part, really, is if you don't go along with it, what is that? DEI programs that if you have a business and you need a loan, you go to your bank and they look on your Google Maps says not LGBTQ friendly, you're not getting a business loan because that's how they operate. BlackRock, Vanguard, all of them are the holdings companies for these corporations. The only people that we are allowed to criticize are the people who don't pay us. So if you think about that for a minute, you and I are just regular dudes. You might be an electrician. I might be a stupid firefighter or a paramedic or whatever. What does that have to do with somebody's sexuality in another part of the fucking world? Like, what in the fuck? Like, there are countries that it's not even a question. But that is the kind of pressure they put on businesses. And like I said, I'm just a charity. We don't make money here. God, that would be such a pain in the ass. Do you know what it feels like to actually? Well, I guess you do, because I live in a different fucking planet than you guys. But what I'm saying is that, can you imagine living in a world where you didn't have to think about these stupid things? Like, this is insane. Like, straight 4 years of this shit. Like the first thing that the corporations did, and this is under the WEF, just so you guys know, everything I'm talking about right now, all the corporations involved are all principal partners in the World Economic Forum, which has no desire to do anything for humanity. They're going to kill all of us and then use the planet for themselves. I don't know what the fuck these people are. I don't know if they're aliens. I don't know if they're lizards. All I know is they're very stupid. Something I've learned about demons is that demons are fucking dumb. And I know, oh, you shouldn't talk about. I said, listen, I'm not giving superpowers to any motherfucker. A lot of these demons that run around this world that are running corporations, they're just possessed people. And so, what do the minds of possessed people do? But they don't think like you and I do. Like you and I think for the betterment of human beings, the betterment for kids, the betterment for dogs. But what those people have done, the fact that yesterday we 200 children that were kidnapped and whatever was happening to them in Colorado, they were found yesterday. 200 kids. I want to know something. How long were the investigators investigating before they kicked the fucking doors in and got the 200 kids out? Like, how long were they waiting around, like, to go and rescue these kids? Because every child that is in some kind of a sex trafficking ring or whatever, those kids are getting hurt every single day, all day long, and making these monsters money. And at the end of it all, they talk about some of the victims are actually talking about they have become brainwashed to where children have to kill other children, like with a gun. They make children shoot each other, like babies, like children. It's so sad. I got a colleague, and he is the real Saw Man. If you guys don't know what the Saw Man is, he has a tactical team of veterans in the United States. He has that super hacker guy on his team, and they hack the computers of pedophiles and child predators. And but the small time one-on-one predators, no, none of that. Sawman goes after the entire network. And what he is probably figured out by now is distribution points of kidnapped children. And now this is why this should be the focus of Google. This should be the focus of every corporation that an Amber Alert is out on a kid. That means that during the day, 24-hour news cycle or whatever, every single corporation has a slideshow of children that are missing and have those things go viral so that they're the shots of the kids that are missing, everybody will see. I had a guy, he's a cool guy, and we used to go on podcasts on a regular basis. And as you guys know, anytime there's a kid missing here, we taken the report, because usually the police report, and we send this. Now I have a group that's like 25,000 firefighters all over Latin America and Mexico, and the commander has his own group of worldwide firefighter veterans worldwide, and he has tons of people. So all of the firefighters and all the paramedics and all these people, we share this report so we could find these kids. This year alone, just from one of the paramedics sending one of these things to me saying this girl's missing, and I'm like, damn, I know where that place is. So, so the people that are missing, the girls that are kidnapped and stuff, they're all typically Venezuelan girls. Venezuelan girls that come to Mexico usually get involved in the sex trades, and when they do, they get kidnapped. But if they get kidnapped, they become narco novias. They become the girlfriends of the narcos. I'm not sure about anything, the validity of that statement. I don't know if it's true or not. All I can tell you is that when I was living in Guadalajara, I had a fine ass girlfriend, and the taxi driver that used to come on base and come off base and give us rides, he'd say, "Listen, man, I don't want to scare you, but dude, your girl should not be walking out the gate of the community." And I'm like, "Why? What's the problem?" He says, "You get robbed or something?" He goes, "No, she will get kidnapped because she's beautiful." And what these cartel members do in Guadalajara or Jalisco is they'll find a beautiful girl that's not married and has no kids, that has very like literally some of they're going to abduct, and it's going to be their prisoner forever. So that's what he said. He said they pick the prettiest young girls that are a little bit slutty, and they get these girls, and it's not like a sex slave situation. It's like, you're my new girlfriend now. What are you going to do about it? So, okay, there's a company, it's called Nautilus, and Nautilus made machines and exercise shit back in the day. Well, in the rich part of where I am right now, there's this chick I was going out with, and this girl was, I can't remember what her fucking name was, but she was a knockout. She had a fake butt, had hair down to it. Mm. And she was a spin class instructor. She didn't want to tell me that, see, she and her girlfriends go to this bar in this place called Nautilus. It's a high-end bar. It's like a disco, the food and stuff like that. And while she's sitting there with her friend, her these two guys come over and say, "Hey, my friend likes you over here. Why don't you come sit over here with us?" So the girl goes with them because she knows these are narcos. The lady that's talking to me, she swore up and down that she refused to take a drink from the narco. She refused to talk to him. Don't believe that shit. Not for a fucking minute, because to some people here, the cartel members are actually their fucking heroes. Because they show masculinity, they show bravery, they show they have not afraid of anything. And the ones that are disrespected are the police, the National Guard, the highway patrol, the local police. Because when they pull you over, you just go like this with your wallet. You open it and hand it to them because that's what they want. It doesn't matter what you've done. If you've done nothing, just go in your wallet, pull it out, and fucking hand it to them because that's what they do here. Hopefully, you got cash running around doing your thing. But you guys don't drive, so it doesn't matter. But I drive, and they only pull cars over that look like people like me, and cars that people like me have here. Yeah. I know it's fucked up and it's stupid, but just like the dumb shit that's going on in the States, the dumb shit's going on here, but it's like a reset, it's like 2019 all over again here. For one, they were fully indoctrinated in believing that the coronavirus was real and the vaccine actually was safe and effective and that nobody's died from them. So when I say this to my doctor friends, which I have several, they get upset with me because I'm not an endocrinologist. I'm not an endocrinologist. Why? Yeah. See, no one wants to hear the truth. They love to hear lies. They love to be lied to. They love to lie themselves. So there was a something that I read, and I want to read it to you. All right. This is a this was a viral. Let me see if I can find it. Oh God. This was a viral story. It was on Reddit of all places. And let's see. Okay. Okay, the subject to this is that companies and corporations don't care about you. They don't. They care about what you do, how much you can do. They will abuse you if you let them. That's stuff. Those are employers for you. Oh, and this is what I wanted to see. Yeah. Okay. So this was the poem that this guy wrote that actually went on pretty good. It says, I'm in the process of looking for jobs right now, and I almost always see along the lines of join our company with great relationships and with our employees or our we genuinely care for our employees' well-being. Well, I call BS. Nothing other than COVID can give us a better example. Oh, look at that. I said it, they said it. Same companies who promoted to take care of their employees and care for their well being were also the first companies to freeze employees' accounts, have massive layoffs, while executives still got their high pay. In fact, what I've noticed is that it's the small business who actually genuinely care for their employees. In my area, I've heard of small businesses rotate their staff around the week. And instead of working 5 to 6 days a week, they work 2 to 3 days a week and rotate groups every week to make sure everyone has a job. It means less pay, of course, but it also means they don't get unemployed. Now, these now things are starting to get better. The companies who froze and laid off employees, now they're hiring again because it's much cheaper to hire new employees than it is to unfreeze the account of their own employees. Call me delusional. I don't care. Companies will always care for profit first. And the consumers, the whims of the executives, and the employees will always come last. Isn't that a fact, you guys? Isn't that isn't that a fact? All right, so let's do this. I'm just reading, stories about employers that you see. If I was your friend, let's say you and I knew each other in real life, and you went and applied at Walmart, and you handed the person your can't even talk your resume, which I hope you all have updated and put in Spanish by now. And this is tough, real tough, you guys, because it's a trap. Work is a trap. Work is a scam. Jobs are a scam. Corporations are the devil. Yep. And I don't think that I'm going to participate. Now, I want all of you guys that are waiting for the other shoe to drop, as in you're black pilled on the US. You Here's what I think is the best route for you. Get rid of everything that's old in your closet. We need to start right there. Go in and just take out all the bullshit shirts that don't fit you anymore, got holes in them or whatever, and get rid of them. And then all you got to do is day to day you don't even have to buy expensive to dress nice in Latin America. So you look like $1,000,000. That's what I do. I might not have $1,000,000 in the bank, but I look like $1,000,000 on the street. Mm. And if you come down here and you get a girlfriend and she understands social proof, she knows that she's going to have to be what's called callada. Callada is a quiet person, a person who doesn't talk too much like I do. And she's callada. She's muy callada. That's the best thing you could ever ask for. You get your nice house in a nice neighborhood. You get your girlfriend. You maybe want to marry her, whatever. She's gonna be good and callada, not Americanized. Doesn't speak English. So let's play this through. The reason why nobody in Mexico knows about that the COVID virus, the COVID vaccine didn't work is because they were all told that it did work. Now, my trainer in Querétaro, he told me he had COVID 7 times. Of course, no one who got the vaccine actually got better. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. There's inoculations and there's vaccines. What's up? I love this guy. It's the cool part about this community is that regardless of, day or night, night or day, the passport bros, the expats, the ex-military, the veterans, the active duty guys, all come here at the same time. And I just want to say hello to you because, okay, I'm going to say hello to all you guys, XL pros, Cali, West Miami. I can't really. Oh, Loso Flyer, Woody Johnson. This is an all-star cast. This is a joke. Are you guys fucking with me today? Yep. I'm doing great, you guys. I'm doing better than I was. If you didn't know, I had to take some anti-parasite medicine. I'm gonna go off on a tangent here for a minute, but I think you should be taking and any anti-parasites if you have pets, which we have dog kennels, and if you eat sushi or raw fish or anything like that, you most likely have form or two of different kinds of parasites, and you probably don't even know it. You got to work about hookworms here, tapeworms, and stuff like that. Not me, man. I just go to the pharmacy and I get one pill, one box. Take that shit and don't look. If you go to the bathroom, you're gonna feel like, oh man, my stomach is killing me because all the parasites are going crazy inside of you. And like I said, when I was talking, one of the pilots that I live with is a helicopter pilot in Turkey, and dude he was literally the man. You know what I'm saying? Like there were rock stars in the military, and he was one of them. Higher than ever, dead, heart dead, higher than ever, heart dead. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, I didn't even need to tell you this. See, Woody Johnson already knows. He said all that stuff is available in the feed store or the tractor supply. DMSO. You guys know you got to get some DMSO. If you don't know what that is, um, we use it for practically everything. Mix that with castor oil, put that on your scars, put that on uh, if you guys have scarred tissue in your arms from, you know, this is so cool. Listen, guys, I'm not a farmer, not a cowboy. I've never been formally trained in agriculture, but I have been curious enough to discover these things. Okay, what do we say? Fembendazole. All right, fembendazole. It's an anti-parasitic, anti-cancer medicine. They found it by accident. Now, corporations do not want you to know that. Did you know that if they fucking cure people here in Mexico with cancer using anti-parasitic drugs? And I'm like, of all the people that go through chemo, that go through all that, and they could have just gone to the pharmacy and bought this one pill. They take it, and they no longer have cancer. What? Are you kidding me? So, uh-huh. Guys have to forgive me. Anytime I go online, I prefer not to wear reading glasses because I don't have to wear reading glasses. I just have to look just right, and I think we'll be okay. Like that. Ah, okay. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is amazing, though. This is truly, truly amazing. It's truly amazing because now we all understand. Now we see what's happening. We all see the real shit. Why do you think they allowed all those Walmarts to get robbed? Why do you think they allowed Louis Vuitton to get robbed, Nike store to get robbed, Lululemon to get robbed? It's all insurance. Say you work for Walmart. Let's say you are a security guard or a greeter at Walmart, loss protection, whatever. Every single day, people are stealing 500 times in every store a day. Now, it used to be back in the old days when people were slick about stealing. Now it's just grab as much as you can and run out the fucking door with it. That shit ain't happening here, but it's happening up there, which is why they closed like what? How many? 1,100 WalMarts just in California alone. Yeah, this is a setup, you guys. It's a big money grab. How do you feel about that? Is somebody speaking Serbian to me? Ah, okay, okay. I know you guys can't read Serbian, but don't worry about it. I'll translate it. I have a feeling that my relatives are tuning in tonight because I could see there's people here that are from Arlington, Texas, which I know you guys from Arlington, Texas. I know who that is. Arizona. We all know who that is. Ha! I know who that is. Who else we got? Fucking Bogota. What is it? The CIA again? So anyway, if you guys wanted to know how I figure this shit out, well, you can do a number of things. Um, corporations are not they're not they do not have our best interests at heart. They want to kill us all, but they need us for the income. There's always that there's always something, right? There's always something. Banks that won't give you a loan because you don't have a business that's LGBT eligibility committee. I don't have a problem with them. That's the thing is that they're making this up. They're making it sound like there's trans kids getting beat up in junior high schools and stuff. It's not true. They're just making it up so that they can get attention, so that they can say, "Oh, look, we're the victims now." They're trying really hard to be victims because even I was in a live stream and somebody went in there and came at me because I said men and women shouldn't be competing in full contact sports. And then this one went on and on and on and on and on and on and on for God knows how long, talking about how I'm a bigot because I think that men and women are different, like biologically, physically different, mentally different, intelligence different. They're designed to do different things than we are. All right. You and I are programmed to be C&D students in math. They are programmed to have this delusion that they're more valuable than a man would consider. See what I'm saying? So the value, what value do you bring to a man is like, are you going to be his girl that always stands by him no matter what? Like, is this your ride or die chick? Is she going to back you up if you're in a fight? Or let's say it's a big fight and there's several people. Is she going to throw down with you? I don't think so because they don't usually do that. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not multi-streaming, but somebody else is. Hang on, guys. I gotta read because I love listening to Woody. I like I like listening to philosophy of people that they know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. They know that hey, homeboy's got a fucking screw loose upstairs, but at least he has the cojones to tell us what's happening outside the country and what's happening from the perspective of someone who's outside the country looking in, it looks to me like the United States like fucking Mad Max right now. It just looks that way. And it's because who is behind all this? Who is behind the looting? Guess who, guys? Just take a wild guess. I want you to tell me your guess of who really is behind all of this. This could go back to like Portland when they were putting the piles of bricks everywhere. Just suddenly in the morning, there's like piles of bricks ready to be thrown at businesses. I mean, that is a setup, you guys. Setup. Look at this. There's all these people inside this one zone. They're all homeless. They're being given free drugs, free food, vegan meals. They actually had the cojones. They're like demanding vegan meals. You guys are protesters. You're supposed to be fully self-supporting. You don't run and judge the people, okay, and then turn around and ask them for help. You guys remember the Burning Man situation where they had like 10 miles of traffic because of people were blocking the road? Now, I know some of you guys are like, I would just run them over. And I'm like, I want to think the same way because all I think is rage. That is not true. You guys do not need to do any Ike Turner fade programs on the people that are blocking traffic. You really don't need to because it's not up to you. There's a couple things I learned since I've been here in Mexico is one, I'm only responsible for one street, mine. They are all hardcore about you minding your business. I have to mind my business on this main street here and on this street here because that's what I'm in charge of. It's the area of responsibility. This is called the AOR. Volunteers that volunteer for the Firefighters Without Borders work 3 days on and 4 days off. During the 4 days off, they are riding buses to go meet up with their girlfriends, or they're taking their girls that they meet here and they're going to Cancun. They're going to Playa del Carmen. There's a lot of good deals on land right now. And if you've got some dollars and you got about 3,500, you can buy a plot of land. I think it's more like 4,000, but you can buy a decent plot of land. And that'll get you off the grid. That'll get you going somewhere. That'll get you out of here. You know what I mean? Especially if you got land to grow your own food, which is what we do in Mexico. We all grow our own food. I don't grow anything myself, but the ranch that we have that's in Guanajuato, we have two guys that are the direct descendants from Pancho Villa. If you don't know who Pancho Villa is, he was a revolutionary here in Mexico that literally was like his claim to fame was that he hated corruption and that he was fighting against the Mexican government. And I think that transitioned because he beat the government's ass so bad that they had to do what he said. And then he turned and flipped the script on him. He's like, all right, so now you know I'm legit. Now you know I'll whoop your ass. Now you know I'm a good leader. So now we're going to turn this ship around. And you guys are going to let all the migrants in and give them money and give them a place to stay until they get on their feet. And we were like, okay, whatever you say. Oh, by the way, why don't you kick us some money too? Don't do this. Don't fall for it. The corporations are only engaged in the circulation of money, currencies. Meaning you and I, we're not invited to the BlackRock uh, headquarters, and they're not interested in hearing anything that a common person has to say because you and I have problems that money could solve, but we don't have that kind of money. They have legal issues. They have more corruption than anything I've ever heard in my lifetime in the world. Because at least, hang on one second, bud. Let me read this. Well, let me tell you, I lived in Colombia for many, many years, and the difference between Colombia and Mexico is that Colombia has the most beautiful women and very great climate, but I like the people because they're so nice. I don't like people that are, you always pissing in your Cheerios or always trying to provoke something with you. And Colombia is one of these places that there are very, very few and far between bad people that will actually say anything to you. No one would they would die before they hurt your feelings. That's what the fucking nobody understands that about Colombia. And so the difference between that, like, what's good about Colombia is their flowers, their environment. They have a really, really great fruit market, the Mayorista. Um, the downside is that the food sucks in Colombia. I don't like arepas. They taste like oven mitts to me. They overcook the meat, and they have a very strange practice of recycling food from restaurants. Ah, so the difference between you can't own anything nice in Colombia. Like I lived in a real, real upscale neighborhood, and I always had a chauffeur and two armed guards. And the front of the house looked like basically it looked like a narco palace of some kind. And I was like, wow, this is fancy. How much is it? That cheap. We stayed there. I had a beautiful house, had a smoking hot girl. My kids were with me. Well, two of them anyway. They're still in college. But what they have learned from observing what the fuck shit happened to me, and I'm talking about banks closing me down, not once, but several times. And it's only because, they don't have to give you a reason why they shut your shit down, but it's happening, you guys. This whole DEI stuff, that's straight communism because they don't want people criticizing them. But I'm saying do the opposite. I'm saying instead of allowing fuckery to happen, you just say, whoa, 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 hold on a second. And then you decide. Okay, so what else? The corporations, they do not give a fuck about you. Colombia? No, no, no. I don't bank in Colombia. I don't bank in Colombia. My bank here was Santander. So Santander was great for like 7 years, and then all of a sudden, oh, you know what? You need you to fill this paper out and sign it. So I went there, filled the paper out, signed it, made a copy of my passport, gave it to him, and then I got another letter in the mail saying that my bank was definitely being closed. And I was like, why? I did everything you asked for, everything that you told me I complied with it. So what's the problem? And what's fucked up part is that I had a credit card with that count, and that credit card was amazing. Not the interest rate, but the points and the cash back. Like you could actually go pump gasoline and get 4% back. That's pretty good, especially when God damn gas is crazy. But it's not here. Gas is not expensive in Mexico. It's like 20 pesos for a liter. That's about a dollar a liter. So if 1 gallon is 3.8 liters, then you have 3.8 gallons, no liters, sorry, it's liters of materials to use. Yeah, they closed my bank account, but not the Colombians. The Mexicans did. The Mexicans are very politically correct, and they're big into feminism, and they're big into gays and LGBT. If you go to Mexico, you'll never believe it. There's a place called Zona Roja, and basically it is the gay mecca of Mexico. But then you come to find out that there's several gay Mexico's gay you know places in Mexico, like like similar to like Disney has for adults, and it's like gay Disney or some shit. Here, it's Yep. Yeah, it's you'd think this used to be like the macho country. Bro, they have been fattening these people up and softening them up for years. The soy products in this country are in everything, like sugar in the States, soy down here. So you have to, if that's why I don't eat anything that's in packaging. Nothing. I don't eat salsas or anything not in that's not homemade. I don't eat anything that's not homemade anymore. And yeah, the LGBT eligibility groups, they protest, they start fights, they hit police, they hit a National Guard, they break stuff, they spray cops with mace, they spray our beautiful relics from the an Aztec Empire with spray paint. Like, what did they do? Right? You got Mayan, you've got the Olmecas, and you got the Aztecs, and somebody was fortunate enough to have some trinkets from that civilization and puts it on display. It makes the news, the local news. The next day, what happens is the Antifa people come out there and spray the whole front of his business. You see what I'm saying, guys? It's like they are pushing us to revolt. I think that's what the whole deal is. I think they're actually trying to provoke us to violence so they have an excuse to activate the National Guard and the military and all the cops and everything else just to put us out to pasture elsewhere where we're not going to interfere with this or this president or these people or whatever. Because use this time to position yourself in the next 3 months. Position yourself in such a way as to be noticed by an employer, by a potential investment, by a potential girl. You could do that. Position yourself in such a way as to be visible, right? You will always be on the women's minds. But the ones that confuse me the most are the dudes here because you could literally have like $300 in cash in your hand in Mexican pesos would be a lot of money. And you could say, okay, why don't I'm gonna hire a couple of weed whacker guys, and all they gotta do is go over to the park and for the next 2 hours cut down every bit of grass and all the weeds. See, I planted weeds and I planted grass at the park. Yeah. It does not compute to me either. It doesn't compute. But at the same time, I don't understand this culture the best that, I'm like the biggest fanboy for Mexico when this is not the nice place to go. The people that live down that way are horrible. The people who live down that way are stuck up. Yeah. But you know what? You'll never catch me saying anything negative about that kid who opened his own restaurant. He had been cooking his own stuff. He got himself a girlfriend. She's helping him cook. When they get an order, or Didi or Uber Eats, boom, he's always out there, like hustling for his mom. And then we have visitors that, well, I guess it would be. I don't know how to put this. I mean, I can't drop names like I know celebrities, like personally good friends. Not anymore. I don't talk to people like that anymore. I don't hang around with people like that anymore. And I might have dodged a big old bullet. Yay. Oh wow. We got some madness going outside, guys. Well, I'm going to tell you what they did. They just elected the first communist president. And the president here, the communist, it's like not a communist part. Her, God damn it. All right, let's see. Oh, there's a big dog out here. Look at that big old dog. Ooh. Let's see if we can see any. Nothing to see out here, guys. Anything to see over there, bro? Anything? You see anything? whatever. Yeah, it is nice. Oh, you guys, look at this. Look at this. I got a big old. We have our summer camp, and this is 30 days of rappelling, rock walls, and then um, all that good stuff. Rappelling class. With, by the way, if you guys remember, oh, this is the best because Raul Pena is our instructor. That's like getting Tony Hawk to come and teach skateboarding. That's how good this guy is. He's one of the best there is. And we're rappelling, but we start off very slowly first. We teach the kids knots. And by the way, Raul he handles the classes. Like he knows how to hypnotize little kids from being afraid of heights. Perfect. That's what I said. All right. Now, I would just like to know how many of you are related to me. How many people are in the chat that are related to me? I don't know. We have yet no. No, the Serbians that live here are all in Puebla because they don't well, it's not true. There's two, houses here. There's people who like the city and people who love the country. Seems like all the Eastern Europeans that are here are all in the same areas. And there are tons of veterans here. It's like something like some ridiculous number of US veterans that live in veterans villages. And you're probably like, what the fuck is a veterans village? Well, it is a concept. It's not a actual place. The veterans villages are basically where veterans congregate and buy every house in the neighborhood. So if there's 20 expats that are veterans, then we just bought 20 houses because the houses cost about 35 grand or more or less, depending upon your taste and your budget. So when I tell guys, look, all the houses here are 30 grand and up, all of them. You can go grab a house across the street right now that has been vacant for as long as I can remember. Well, a lot of these families here own 2 and 3 houses. So they're not poor, but it's the same thing as like investing in the States. Like, I'm going to go ahead and drop 3 grand on a stock, right? Here, I'm going to drop 3,000 pesos on something significant, like something incredible, or a lot of food from Sam's Club, which is good for you. But for the amount of money that you spend in the US, you can get almost 70 times the amount of product here, no matter what it is. Well, no, that's not true. Electronics can be expensive, but medicine, food, housing, super cheap. So I hope I didn't dominate your podcast, but I did want to say, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, what's up, King Sigma? I thought for a minute that someone was writing to me. No. Listen, here where I am right now, there's 30 missionaries. There's a missionary school here. These are not people from the United States, at least not all of them. There are people here from Switzerland, there are people here from Germany, and the rest are from the States. They live on that side over there. But that is a expat community, but they're not allowed to talk to us. Like they're not authorized to say anything to us. Not good morning, not good night. We had some kids that were fucking around during class a couple of months ago, and the instructor is so ignorant. I'm like, dude, your kids are starting shit. Oh, it's just like they come from bad homes. I don't give a fuck. It's like you're the leader here. You need to put your foot in every one of their asses. And then he's like, well, Ooh, and then he came at me, and I'm like, wait a minute, dude. All right, first of all, I don't want to knock you to fuck out. I don't want to put you in any kind of pain. All right, I don't even want. I don't want to hurt you. Do you understand? So you constantly talking and insulting me like this just kind of reinforces the idea that you're ignorant. You really are, because no one in their right mind would fuck with a guy like me. And it doesn't have to do with my size or anything like that. You know, I do jujitsu. You know that I do Muay Thai. And the very fucking idea that someone would try and provoke me to fight just tells me what their fucking brain is. Because you go overseas and you get in a fight, you're going to jail. They're not. They'll call the cops on you if you get in some kind of shit. They might even get mad if they misinterpret what you say in Spanish if it sucks. See what I'm saying? It's not the same as Mexico 10 years ago. Mexico's become not gentrified at all. And I think it would probably be beneficial if it was. What does gentrification mean here? Oh, according to the neighbors, apparently just keeping your house clean on the outside and fixing up the garden, maybe working with kids. It's you're apparently now the bad guy. And if you're a degenerate or if you're AOC and you had sex with Hunter Biden, then you know what I'm saying? That's that life that they live. I'm not part of that life, but I gotta hit this. Just so you guys know, I am back at the gym. I'm like 2 weeks in now, and I am preparing for another bodybuilding show that's on the 1st of September. So let's do this because it's time to blast off. And I'm gonna be working out every morning with the Rockera at the gym. No photographs, no videos. I pretty much said to everybody, I said no phones, no videos. And that's not my gym. One of my friends owns the gym. So he says, "What do I got to do to keep people from stealing from me? Are they breaking in at night or are they stealing from you while you're there?" Well, apparently there's some people who just get out of the prison that's in La Llave, and guess what they're doing? They're walking. The first place they go is to the fucking richest area to steal a car. Like the richest area. They go on the golf course, just hop the fence, fucking walk over there. They usually don't lock their doors on their cars. That's another thing. The front door is always open. I don't think I did not lock the doors on my house a single day for the whole entirety of when I was living in the golf country club here in Mexico. Like my house is 12 million pesos. That's like 600,000 US, I think. Or is it I don't remember. Well, regardless. So I'm going to try some concepts with carbohydrates now. I'm going to start doing sweet potatoes with honey. Um Even that rice that I got in there right now that I made with the jasmine rice, I'm telling you, I'm gonna put a little bit of honey in the ground beef. I know it sounds gross, but believe me when I tell you. What's up, man? What's up? You got an email? I do. Did somebody write me? Uh, mhm. But I got an email. You sure? I meet more expats in Mexico City than I do here because here, there's groups of expats in Querétaro. Um, their group, like they have a Facebook groups called Querétaro Expats, Expats of Querétaro. They're all woke. They're all lefties. They're all people who man, I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna plug it in right now. Hold up a second, because Private chat. No, that's wow. I somehow. Yeah, man. Hey, by all means, stop by anytime because okay, my email, okay, it's veteranslife at protonmail.com. I'm gonna double check. Hold on. I'm gonna go offline for a second. Just watch me freeze. Mm, veteranslife at protonmail.com. I used to think I don't I use it when I need to write encrypted messages. Yeah, I have to write encrypted messages because I guess encrypted messages. I don't know. See, if somebody could screen record everything that's on your phone, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what good is an antivirus? It's not coming because it's a matter of a piece of code to send you. So it is time to go eat. I recommend highly the steak and the ground beef. And one more time, I'm going to say my email address so you guys can write it down. Ready when you are. It is veteranslife at protonmail.com. Link end to end encryption between two people, so it's good. Don't pay. I've never paid for it. Well, that's not true. I paid for it years ago so that I could have my company .com as my email address. You have to use Gmail on some of these government sites because anything from like Proton Mail, they don't have the algorithm, the hack for that, or the master keys for Proton Mail. So a lot of people do a lot of illegal shit on Proton Mail. They always have. Proton Mail's been like synonymous with shadiness. So, but now all the email carriers are pushing, because I tell people like, if you want to have a stable economy, you need to eliminate shit that makes people poor and start doing things that are gonna start giving people vision. Because people here don't have two things: critical thinking or vision. They depend on politicians and guys like me. God damn it. To make leadership decisions. Anyway, I gotta run because I'm starving. What's that, bud? Also add it to. I want to give it out to people that ask for it because I think what ends up happening is that I get right when I'm about to hit my stride, I get a lot of people that for whatever reason want to cause problems with my subscribers, and so they go into the chats, and if the moderators don't put the brakes on these chats, on these people that are trolling and stuff, because they're not, you know what I mean? They're basically NPCs. They're corporate plants. Yeah, corporations hire trolls to form the narrative, and there is an election, so there's all the intention in the world to upset the apple cart. Let's see what happens. I can't speculate anything at all, but I can speculate that I'm fucking starving right now. And this beautiful lady here, did you make me a sandwich? Ya verás qué. Aye. And that's all we have to do for the day. Anyway, one little bicep shot. I'll see you in the morning for training. I'm the professor, and I'm out.